Hi Taurus, welcome to your week ahead Taroscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note about my readings, they are for your sun, moon and ascendant. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Taurus, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to give you a clearer, more complete picture of how they speak to you. We're going to look at the different sectors of your life, and your key to the week comes from your monthly Taroscope. So if you haven't seen your monthly reading, please go and check it out because it will show you what the overall energy is that you're working through. So with that said, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit the subscribe button. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So before we get into it, the Intuition Activation webinar is on the 20th of March. If you haven't got your seat yet, check out the link in the description box below. So for your key to the month, key to the week even, you have the Death card. This week, you are going to this week you are coming into the realization of what can no longer permeate your life. So this week you're going to be making a very cold cut, hard and dry decision. Cold cut, hard and dry. A very finite decision is one that you are making this week. And I do get the sense that this is a consciously led thing. This is you saying, this no longer works for me. This is no longer a part of my life. This is no longer going to be a part of my existence. There's a very powerful sense this week that you are being very honest with yourself about what has kind of seen its purpose, what is outdated in your life, and it's something that you're going to release. And by doing so, you're going to free up a lot of internal energy, but it may be a little bit uncomfortable. Remember, death is, whatever it is that comes to an end in our lives, there's always a period of grieving that comes with that, right? Because what and who you were is no more, but who you are and who you're going to be is just being born. For your actions and options this week, you have the Wheel of Fortune. Oh yes, this is about you saying, you know what? I'm not going to rely on luck. I'm going to create luck. This week, you are letting go of some things and welcoming others in. This is you tapping into your own personal understanding of manifestation, of vibration and alignment. This is you saying, you know what? It's kind of like, if you've seen Finding Nemo, finding the stream, the slipstream, right? This is about you this week saying to yourself, right, you know what? I'm going to stop being a salmon. I'm stop swimming upstream, and now I'm going to start to get into the energy that I'm surrounded by. And this week, it's kind of like you're saying, you know what? I'm not going to rely on luck. I don't need luck. I'm going to create my own luck. This is you looking for opportunities, maybe in ways and places that you never looked before. Maybe this is you saying, right, okay, you know what? The pool that I've been swimming in up until now is no longer fertile. I'm going where the money is. I'm going where the opportunities are. There's something this week that suggests that you are breaking out of what you know and going for what it is that you really want, right? There's a lot of power behind this. I like it. I like it a lot. So for your communications and conversations, you've got the Nine of Swords. It's great that you're feeling this energy, right? I'm going to be really honest with you because you are raring to go, and you may find some of the doors that you knock on either don't open, or some of the doors that open kind of say, actually, it's not here. Hold on to this optimism, hold on to this joy, hold on to this energy of moving into alignment with what it is that you want. The reason I say that is because for every one no that you get, there are going to be 3 potential yeses, right? And it really is that clear. If you get focused on the no's and you kind of go into that place, all you're going to create is a whole lot more of that. Don't do it. For your, don't do that. For those of you that work for somebody else, this could be that you come up with a great idea, and that idea is maybe not necessarily met with the excitement and the gumption that you would like, That's fine, right? It just means that you're going to have to find a different avenue, or you're going to have to go above and beyond to prove why this works, why it's going to be the best idea since sliced bread, right? So if you have to work a little bit harder for it, just know, remember as well, you are out of your comfort zone here. You are doing something, you're going into new arenas, new areas, you're doing new things. And, you know, when we don't know the terrain as well as we know other things, maybe maybe you won't have the language for it to articulate exactly what you mean. So you're just going to have to demonstrate it instead. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, if you're working for yourself, this could be maybe one client is going away. Maybe you are having to literally go into, it's kind of like that moment where, you know, like if you're a big fish in a little pond, you say, right, screw this, I'm going into a bigger pond. And then when you get there, it's like, oh, okay, this is big. And there's a whole bunch of other big fish here too. Don't let that put you off at all, right? This is great. It's really, in a lot of ways, it's really exciting. It does suggest to me the Nine of Swords, because it's not an easy card, right? It does suggest that you might have a moment where you're like, oh, maybe I'm out of my depth here. You may well be, but that does not mean that you can't succeed. For your those of you that are retired or no longer working for any reason, this is going to be a week where you really want to focus on what is fair, what is just, and what is right. The reason I say this, because you might be called upon, you know, sometimes when you call upon the elders of the family to say, you know, your niece is doing this, or your grandchild is doing that, and like we've all been there, you know, and your grandparents or your uncles and aunts are like, well, you know, you need to back up your ideas. Da, da, da. You may be called upon for something in the family this week, and it might be a little bit heavier than you expected. But again, nothing that you can't handle. For your money and materials, you have the Queen of Swords. This is you, right? This is you having that passion and that fight. This is you saying, right, okay, you know what? That door's closed, that door's closed, that door's closed. But you know what? I got 3 yeses here. I got 2 yeses there. This is you really fighting for what it is that you want. Now, your finances have a chance to improve this week, but it is not just going to fall into your lap. You are creating your own luck and you're moving into the slipstream, absolutely. But when you're doing that, there's always there's going to be like an adjustment period. And this week is that adjustment period, right? So don't fret. If it doesn't move as fast as you would like, just know that it's all happening, right? It's all there to play for. For your physical health and vitality, I would say this is probably more going to be like, and you know, not to discount anybody that has anything with their health going on at the moment, but it might be psychosomatic this week. You know, you might convince yourself that, you know, like, oh, there's so much going on and I'm so busy that I just can't cope. And it's like, as soon as you say that, boom, you're going to feel the energy settle in. Don't go into that space this week. When it comes to your home and environment, it's just going to be busy. And I feel like a lot of that sort of whirlwind, busy energy is going to be you kind of creating a vortex. So, you know, whatever it is that's going to tap you into it, work hard at it. For your love and relations, you have the World card. So for those of you that have been trying to conceive and having problems with it, this could very well be the week that changes all of that. So if you've got extra time outside of, you know, conquering the world, get busy making babies. For those of you that are partnered, if you've been trying for a while and not had much success, this could be the week that things take a turn for the better. For those of you that are single, if you are meeting someone this week, it could be somebody that works in maybe a legal field. That's definitely a possibility. But it could also be somebody that is that there's an age gap. Remember, the World card is Saturn ruled and usually represents older, more established things or people. And that suggests to me that this week you are if you are meeting somebody or connecting with somebody, you know, and you're in that single sphere, there is likely to be an age gap between you. Usually it's kind of like 5 years either side. So, you know, whether you're younger than them or they're older than you, etc. Because it's the World card, I would say this person is likely to be older than you. All in all, I actually think this is going to be a good week for you. Yes, there are challenges here. Absolutely. We can see that. But if you hold on to this, and you know, you practice this, I think you could do really, really well this week. And I think that you could make a lot more progress than maybe you either give yourself credit for, or you could be moving into alignment so that when things are ready to start opening, when things are ready to start moving, you literally hit the ground running. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.